Let's talk about thinking then, since we're there. Strategic thinking, more so than critical thinking. Critical thinking is important. Strategic thinking is where you could distinguish yourself. If you wanted to build your own brand, your personal brand, in order to stand out in a crowd, enhance your strategic thinking capabilities. So then my question would be, what are the three components of strategic thinking? Then my next question would be, how is strategic thinking different than strategic planning? And I could go on and on and on, and I'd love to because it's like an unbelievably fascinating subject. So let me give you the quick Coles Notes version on strategic thinking. Three components: insight, foresight, and peripheral vision. If you had to pick one to distinguish yourself and build your brand, where could you do it? In which of the three arenas? Would it be in the insight, the foresight, or the peripheral vision? Go ahead.
Say foresight?
No. No. There's two more choices. Give me a break. Peripheral vision, why? Why? What's peripheral vision? Go ahead.
Being able to see like outside of the box.
Right. Insight, commodity, important, can get it, probably can buy it. Insight probably has, back to my earlier point, a half-life that's getting shorter. I don't really need too much of that, despite what I just said about the Globe and Mail. Foresight, well, truth be told, my crystal ball is no better than yours. So the chances of me seeing into the future, not that great. But if I'm going to get sideswiped, it's going to be because I have bad peripheral vision. And if I'm going to have advantage, it's going to be because I can see stuff happening out here that if I can see it and connect it, that has great value. So Henry Mintzberg, who is well known, teaches at McGill University, wrote a very controversial book, well, maybe 8 or 10 years ago, The Death of Strategic Planning. What Henry said is companies spend way too much time on strategic planning and not enough on strategic thinking. Strategic thinking is the raw material. If you can't think strategically, it doesn't matter what the plan says. We can take last year's number and add 7.5% inflation and extrapolate out into the future. But the unique differentiators come from strategic thinking, and in particular, the ability to have peripheral vision. What was the largest company in the New York Stock Exchange in 1900? Any idea? Just to make this point. Do you know? It was the Santa Fe and New Mexico Railway Company. What business did the Santa Fe and New Mexico Railway Company think they were in? What do you think? We are in the railway business. Wrong. Did they frame it too big or too small? Too small. What business were they in? Transportation. Had they framed it as being in the transportation business, would there be FedEx and UPS? No, there would be Santa Fe. Would there be United Airlines? No, there'd be Santa Fe. Peripheral vision is about how you frame. There's a terrible tendency for most business leaders to frame too small. Why? Because it makes it digestible. If we can make it smaller, we can make it more understandable. The problem is, all the good stuff happens out there, not in here. If you don't frame big, you're dead. That's peripheral vision taken to an extreme. How do you frame it?